Wow. So I've heard a lot of people saying that in the Fan Showdown,
Season 7,
we should go back to the original testing methodology where we actually cool a CPU. So I dug out the old 7700K. This thing has been around forever. And I have on it now a U12A. And this is my idea for what we should possibly do in Season 7 of the Fan Showdown. I'll let you be the judge. And let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this or if you have a different testing idea that we should do, and if it's good or if I see a lot of the same comments, we'll go that direction. Or if you just want a different air cooler or stuff like that, just let me know in the comments. But previously we've already done air cooling, and I think we used a scythe, like kind of one of those pancake type air coolers where the fan was mounted on top, which gave you unlimited access above. So I didn't want to do exactly the same thing, and this time around I'm thinking to use the U12A because this thing out of the box comes as a push-pull configuration, and I'm thinking that in Season 7 we let you guys create designs that can use up to 2 fans, 2 A12X25s. You can go push-pull. You can do the same design twice, so if you've already submitted a design, I can print it twice if it fits on here. If you have a crazy design, I can maybe just do one. But if you want to get nutty, you can do a specific fan for push and a specific fan for pull, or you can do a weird creation that just uses the 2 fan frames to power some other sort of cooling device. It's kind of up to you guys. Now doing it this way is a little tougher because there's some stuff to obviously avoid. You got to stick a RAM here, you got an IO shield back here. But I will give you like a reference model of this block so you kind of know the rough geometry of the air cooler to design around. But that is what I'm thinking so far. And the only somewhat issue I see is that, I mean, the 7700K is not a really big deal. It's an old CPU, but we can overclock it to 4.9 and pump out a lot of heat. But there probably won't be a huge disparity? You know what I mean, between how the fans finish, so they could all be pretty close, and you might have an outlier that does really good. I don't know. That is kind of what I'm thinking, is using 2 fans this season. You can use them however you want, but you have up to 2 A12X25 frames, and we're going to be cooling on the U12A from Noctua. Now, because I needed to get an idea of the rough dimensions to give it to you guys so you know how to make whatever you design fit on here, I had to make a design as well. So I'm going to try out what I came up with, which is, it's not groundbreaking, but it's kind of cool, versus the stock push-pull configuration. We'll see how it finishes out, see if what I came up with is better or worse or the same, and then we'll go from there. So this is my creation. You can probably guess where I'm going with this. Excuse me, keyboard. I went with something that's essentially a squirrel cage design. So for my pull fan, the one that goes on the front here, this is going to exhaust the air. I just took the A12X25 fan design that I've already had. I mirrored it and then put the part that goes over the hub on the other side. So essentially it's still an A12X25, but it's set up to blow the air out rather than pull it in. I thought that'd be interesting to see how that would work. And then the main event fan is going to be a squirrel cage design that's going to go essentially up here above the cooler and blow air in to the cooler, and then the exhaust fan is going to help suck it out. And the idea here is that, you know, squirrel cage fans or blower fans do a pretty good job of moving a large air mass, and I'm hoping that that design will help move a lot of air into the cooling stack, and then that other fan will help pull it out, and hopefully that will do a better cooling job than just 2 A12X25. So let's put this thing together and see how it works. Now this should be a pretty straightforward build because it's not that complicated, but we'll see. That one's done, so check that. For this guy, it's essentially the squirrel cage fan already assembled. You got the housing, and then you got the cover. Now the cover needs a bearing in it to obviously keep this thing stable. So you just see I printed a little nubbin that fits over the bearing fits over just like that. Now this is a ceramic bearing, so it should be quiet and pretty low rolling resistance. Push it in there, and as long as it's flat, that should be good. Now the fan itself should be large enough to just fit into the case like so. And I put all these little tabs here just to help align the cover. There you go. Let's see if that spins. Oh yeah, that spins pretty good. Cool. Now we just got to seal it up, and I'm just going to use a little hot glue to tack everything together and seal up the edges. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it should work, and it should actually be sealed. So now let's just give it a little test startup, make sure everything's spinning as intended. Now I will be powering the fans with an external power supply, that way that they're always running at full speed. and the motherboard doesn't do any funny business. Let's see what happens here. Well, that works beautiful. Oh, sucked in a piece of glue. It's quiet. Well, the regular fan's not, but. A little wobbly, but should work just fine. Now when it comes to fitting it over the air cooler, I just went for super simple. And it should just slide over the heatsink like so. You'll notice that I did make a few oopsies. I didn't account for those heat pipes around the edge, but essentially just sitting around the perimeter of the fin stack, blower fan on the back, blowing a big volume of air into the cooler, and then the exhaust fan helping to pull it through the fins is the idea. We back, and oof, didn't work out for me too well. So you can see I have the stock set up now. I've ran this one for 25 minutes. This is the two A12x25s in push-pull. Now these are white. These are the ones I painted forever ago. Not a big deal. They still work just as good. But this setup got an average CPU temperature of around 72, room temperature 21.6, so I got a delta of 50.4. My big blower boy, on the other hand, had an average CPU temperature right around 73-ish, room temperature 21.3, and that gives me a delta of 51.7. So the stock setup does better. Who would have thought that my janky blower fan wouldn't be able to max it out? But they're pretty close. They're close enough that it got me concerned that if we test a whole bunch of fans, they're going to be like within the margin of error of each other. So to see kind of what the limit is of this cooler setup at the 4.9 gigahertz, I dug out these T30 Fantex fans. Now these are 3,000 RPMs, thick boys. We'll run these in the same push-pull configuration and see what these finish at. I would assume these would do a lot better. And if they do, that's good. And if they're really close to these other two, that's not so good. So I'll see you in 25 more minutes. So the T30, after around 25 minutes, did an average CPU temperature of around 69, a room temperature of 21.6, giving us a delta of 47.4. So there is some headroom left in there. So if you do come up with a really good design, you can get those temperatures lower. It just depends on how much air you're able to move through the system. So that does give me a little hope that there is a little bit of wiggle room to differentiate between who has a good design and who doesn't. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this setup is ideal for Season 7. If you have a different idea for a setup, let me know that as well, maybe a different air cooler. Just let me know in the comment section down below. And keep in mind, you're going to want to be, you're not going to want to extend kind of any lower than the cooler itself. You do have this RAM in the front, and you have the I/O shield, so going too low to the motherboard is not going to be ideal. So keep that in mind when you're designing your cooler and the heat pipes on top. So let me know in the comments down below. I'll be reading them all, and we'll see what you guys say, and then maybe we'll have Season 7, Episode 1 up next.